Good morning, students. Hope you all are staying safe at home. Today, we will be starting a new chapter of geography, chapter 1, our environment. What is environment? Everything that surrounds us, everything that we can see around us comes in environment, such as plants, animals, land, houses, factories, road, table, chair, everything comes in environment. It includes both living and non-living components. While some components such as trees, mountain, lakes, these are natural as it is formed by nature or we get it from nature. While others such as roads, vehicles, building which has been created by humans comes under human made environment. And thus environment is divided in two categories, natural and human made environment. Let us study about natural environment in detail. Natural environment, it is composed of all the things that occur naturally on earth. It can be divided in two types, physical and biological environment. Let us start with physical environment. Every natural occurring non-living thing like land, water or air comes under physical environment. Physical environment, it has three components. The first one is the lithosphere, the hydrosphere and the atmosphere. So let us move on to lithosphere. It is the hard outermost layer of the earth. It is also the crust of the earth on which we stand. The lithosphere, it is made up of rock. The surface of it consists of different landforms like we can say mountains, plateaus, plains or every of the landform which is there on earth, and major resources which we need like minerals or we can say land which we need, these are being obtained from lithosphere. Now let us move on to the hydrosphere. The total amount of water on the earth makes up hydrosphere. Hydrosphere word comes from Greek word hydros, which means water, and directly it relates us with the word hydrosphere, that means water. The total amount of water which is available on the earth, it is hydrosphere. It includes water that is both on the surface of the earth and below the ground, as well as the water which is present in the air. Here, as over 71% of the earth's surface, it is covered by water, and therefore hydrosphere, it is the largest component of the earth. Hydrosphere also sustains living beings by providing them with water, which is very essential for life, for our survival. Now let us move on to atmosphere. The earth, it is enveloped, it is covered with a thin layer of air which is known as atmosphere. It provides living organisms with life surviving gases such as oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, everything which is very essential for our living. Atmosphere, it also helps us to control the temperature on the earth. Now let us move on to the biological environment. Biological environment is also said to be the biosphere. It is a narrow zone where all the three components of physical environment, lithosphere, the hydrosphere and the atmosphere, comes into contact with each other. They meet at a point, and that point is known as biosphere, where all life forms exists. Here, the interaction of the biosphere with the physical environment, that is the lithosphere, the hydrosphere and the atmosphere, it leads to a formation of ecosystem. Now the question arises, what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem, it is a system which is formed by community of interdependent living organisms which are found in a place and their interaction with the environment. Ecosystem, it is different in sizes. Some are large, some are small, some are large as an entire rainforest and some are small as rotting tree trunk. So there are different physical environments which have different kinds of ecosystem. Each ecosystem is having different characteristics, which is the main reason why organisms live varies so widely from place to place. Every of the organism who lives on earth, their surroundings, their life varies from place to place, and every part of ecosystem, it is closely interconnected. If for some reason one part is affected, if one part is affected in an ecosystem, the entire ecosystem is affected. Do you know how? Let us look at an example to see how this works. Here it is an ecosystem of a rotting tree trunk. This dead tree trunk, it begins to decompose in a warm and moist environment. The decaying tree, it provides food for mushrooms and other fungi. The fungi, it provides food for insects. The insects, they provide food to frogs and lizards. And the frogs, they are being food for snakes. Now if any of the element in this chain, if any of the one from this chain is being taken out, the whole of the ecosystem will get affected. For example, if I take out fungi, then who will be growing on the dead tree trunk? If I take out insects, then what the frogs and lizards will eat? If I take out frogs or lizards, then what the snake would eat? So everyone in the ecosystem, they are interconnected and interdependent. The ecosystem will cease to exist if only everything would be interdependent and interconnected. So now let us move on to the next topic, that is human environment. The human environment, it is one of the environment which has been created, or we can say which has been made, which is modified by humans. It consists of the built environment and the socio-cultural environment. The built environment, it consists of all the physical things which are being created by humans, such as houses, factories, farms and transport networks. While the socio-cultural environment, they consist of family, religion, custom, education, beliefs of people who live in an area. These are the factors which helps us to live, okay, which helps us to grow, to live within. Now, impact of human beings on the environment. Yes, most of the living beings, they adapt themselves with the environment. Humans, we change the environment to suit our needs. For example, we build dams, we have built canals, wells, etc. We have also cleared forests to plant crops and to build houses or factories. And in this process, in this whole running process, we have polluted and we have destroyed a large part of our natural environment. Widespread deforestation, pollution, environmental problems like global warming, destruction of ecosystems and the extinction of animals, all these things are being the conclusions of what we have done to our natural environment. And to save the earth and to protect our environment, it is very important for us to strike a balance between the natural and the human environment, and to use our natural resources judicially. Our greed, it has led to the rapid depletion of natural resources in several parts of the globe. We should now work together to protect the resources which remains. We should be aware of issues such as pollution, deforestation, poaching and overpopulation, and we should be willingly do something about them. Be the change that you want to see in the world. With this, here's an activity for you all to design a poster which shows the difference between natural and human made environment. You can classify them by making columns, by sticking those things in a minute form or in a small form which represents the thing, which classifies them in two categories. So you can try your level best to achieve the same. You can use your creativity levels to make your poster interesting and attractive. So students, I hope that you have understood the chapter. Read the same from your textbooks, and if you have any doubt, feel free to ask. Till then, keep learning and have a good day ahead.